Mark Philpott here from World Sports Online, and hello wherever you are around the world. I hope you're well. I'm a bit high, I just got back from my run, and no apologies about that because I'm looking after my body, and I hope you are as well. Not only my body, mind and soul. I wanted to make a video today because yesterday I had an amazing opportunity to be the only speaker at a big event for a multinational company called Deloittes. Deloittes has over 300,000 employees around the world, and they're starting a journey to develop more in their organization about innovation. And I was asked to be the only presenter yesterday to talk about innovation from the heart and talk about my life journey and some of the experiences that I've had. And I'd like to thank Derek Hooper, who will probably be watching this video. Derek, thank you for the opportunity to talk to the Deloittes team. It was an honor and a pleasure, and I hope you all got something out of it. Now, after that event yesterday, I decided to do what I always do. I sit down and I reflect on these things, and I have a think about what actually a lot of the things that were discussed mean to me. And I've got some things I want to share today, particularly about innovation and when it comes to the world of sport. Now, when I say innovation from the heart, what does that actually mean to you? If you're a business person, if you're a business owner, I should say, are you an innovator that's actually creating innovation from your heart? Is it coming from a place of love and authenticity? Or are you innovating merely to make money and to keep your business profitable? I think that's a very good question to ask ourselves sometimes. And that brings me on to what I want to talk about in the world of sport. For the last 12 months, I have worked full-time as a volunteer, unpaid, to research the global sports industry. I've done that because I'm starting a technology company that's going to revolutionize the world of sport, and that company's name is World Sports Online. You're going to hear a lot more about this organization. Now, what I've been researching is I've been looking at all the positive things that happen in the world of sport, and I've been looking at all the things that I think are negative and the things that need to be fixed. And I've been speaking to people in the sports industry, whether they be athletes, coaches, people that run seminars for sports, people that are innovating, sporting equipment manufacturers, right across the entire sports industry, even sponsors of global sports. I've been speaking to them as well. And what I hear when I speak to all of these people is that I hear that a lot of these individuals are working within silos within the world of sport. So, for instance, take an athlete. The athlete works within the confines of the athletic federation. They're governed to a large extent. You can't go to the Olympic Games unless you represent your country under your particular federation. And this has been the way that it's been for many, many years. So I want to change this, and I want us to all get together around the world around global sports and look at how we can be more innovative. So how are we going to do that? Well, it's not up to me, it's up to the users of the platform. But I do want to share a couple of examples that I've been thinking about. As I've researched global sports, I've found that there's a lot of people who have been very good at either running around a track, maybe rowing a boat or cycling, who end up in senior management roles within sports organizations. And I don't think this is necessarily a good thing. I don't think just because you've been an elite level sports person that you're automatically going to be a good business person and you know a lot about innovation and how to run a business. In fact, I think the opposite. I do think athletes and people that have been in those positions, though, do have a lot to give to the business world. And after acquiring significant amount of skills and experience, I think it's great to have these people in different organizations. But just remember, I think not every single elite athlete makes a good business person. And if I look across the world today, I see a lot of ex-athletes in roles within federations and running sports bodies, and it's not always working out well. So I think that's something that needs to be looked at. But I want to talk about the actual business model of world sport. And if we look at a lot of organizations in the world of sport, we look at innovation happening at different levels. For instance, look at tennis. Tennis equipment manufacturers are coming out with new rackets nearly every year, and the pros are using all kinds of different rackets that have different technologies built into them, and there's innovation going along all the time. Same with shoes and a lot of other equipment that's used across the sport. But I ask this question: how often are the business models that these sports are running under actually innovated? and how much innovation is coming into the business model. I had the absolute pleasure of living in Singapore for 7 years, and during that time it was around when Singapore acquired for their first time the Formula One Grand Prix. And I was amazed at the amount of innovation that Singapore was able to bring into that particular event. And what amazed me was not only the speed in which they were able to do it, the creativity and the professionalism that went along with it. Shouldn't be surprised, because Singapore is that place that can make things happen. But what we saw in Singapore was we saw the first ever night race in Formula One racing. And then we saw another mega event taking place alongside the sporting event. So the Singapore government, along with a lot of associated organising bodies, brought in some of the biggest music stars from around the world and had a massive music festival going on at the same time as the Formula One weekend. So it was almost like a joint event where you had the music world coming together with the Formula One world. And I looked at that and I saw the benefits that were coming from that. It was extraordinary. All of a sudden the Formula One fans were increased dramatically because of the music activities that were taking place. So there's an example of where an event particularly can adopt innovation to create a better environment for itself. Now I know that's happening a lot around the world today. That was the first time that it happened in Formula One back in the day in Singapore. But what I'm specifically talking about is looking at the business model of world sport. And what truly amazes me today is how little impact the sports fans of the world actually have on world sport. And I think this is something that really needs to change, and World Sports Online is going to be a catalyst of change in this area. There's billions of people who watch sport around the world, whether it be live or on television, spending money to buy sporting equipment, spending money to buy memorabilia equipment, and spending money to go and see actual events. Yet the actual say that sports fans have within the world of sport is quite small. And it's left up to these governing bodies who are full of hierarchical, political, money-driven ethos to drive these sports forward. And I want to see that change, and World Sports Online is going to be a catalyst for change. So we're going to innovate in a way that it's going to allow the sports fans to have a greater voice in the world of sport, and we're not going to be governed by those red tape and bureaucratic and political organisations that stop their fans in some way from having a bigger voice. Now we are starting to see sports fans, having a say in world sport, but it's nowhere near the level I think it should be, and it's something that we really want to adopt more at World Sports Online. So that's something that we're going to do in the world of innovation. But what we're going to do really is we're going to allow organisations to be able to innovate not only their product and their business, but having it in a global sense. So we're going to be really a networking and connecting organisation that enables small sports-focused businesses to scale their operations to a global level. And that's going to have a bigger impact on the world of sport, and it's also going to bring new innovation to the world of sport. So I'm really excited about this. And I can't wait to get this World Sports Online up and running, so everybody who's not only watching this video but that's heard about it actually sees what we're going to be doing. So there we go. I just wanted to make a short video today about innovation from the heart. I'm starting a business because I'm passionate about sport. I'm passionate about global business. I want to help athletes and coaches around the world to have a better life before, during and after their sporting career. And I want sponsors to be held more responsible for the impact that they're having on world sport. We've got to pull away a little bit from it being all about the money, and we've got to look at the well-being of those people that are participants and also the families, because that's another video that I'll make. But there's a lot of things going on in the world of sport where parents in particular are impacted in a very negative way, and I want to see what we can do to change that as well. So there we go, a small video for today. I hope you liked it. Innovation from the heart. A big thank you again to the team at Deloittes yesterday. It was a great session. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll be back again soon with another video. My name's Mark Philpott from the World Sports Online team.